yes I do. I love it boiled, broiled, or in a stew. Corn is good, corn is great. I'm making corn chowder and I just can't wait. Wow. I made this corn chowder yesterday actually. And although I had time to make the chowder, I didn't really have time to put together a video. I had the chowder for dinner last night, having another bowl for lunch today, and realized that I absolutely have to share this simple but really great corn chowder recipe with you. So for the first time ever on The Simple Chef, I'm going to walk you through a recipe without actually making the dish right in front of your very eyes. So bear with me, I'll try to be as detailed as possible. It's a really basic corn chowder recipe, similar to many you'll find online. Some of them get into really detailed things, the heavy creams and thickening agents and all kinds of stuff. But basically it's just a corn soup, a thick corn soup. Now, you can use canned corn, you can use frozen corn. This time of year in the fall, there's an abundance of nice fresh corn that's cheap, and so that's what I used, and it turned out really great. Now I used about 4 cobs of corn, which translated to about 3 cups of kernels. I do this in a bowl because it can be quite messy, but basically you just take a good kitchen knife and your cob, and just take the corn off the cob like that. And there you have it. The other ingredients I added to this chowder was ½ pound of bacon. I prefer to take my bacon out about an hour ahead of time, let it somewhat thaw, but not completely thaw. And then I just slice it through with a good sharp knife and fry it up that way. Some people fry their bacon first and crumble it later. I find that tedious. Another technique you can use once your bacon is thawing out is a good pair of kitchen scissors. You can actually just slice through. It works pretty good. But like I say, slice it down, put it in your frying pan and fry it up and drain it. And before you remove it from the heat or anything else, dice up 1 large onion. I dice these things up pretty small for a chowder. The onion I used was actually a little bigger than this one. Put that in with your bacon and saute it for a little while until the onion starts to look cooked. Then you can put that aside. I started with this pot, about 3 cups of water and 2 soup cubes. I did use vegetable, but you can probably use chicken if you like. And if the ready-made soup cube base works fine. After dissolving the cubes in the 3 cups of water, I brought it to a boil and added in 4 diced potatoes, medium-sized potatoes, and again I diced them up quite small. Add them into the boiling soup base that you've made, and 10 or 15 minutes, once you see that the little bits of potato are pretty much looking cooked. What I also did then was take a masher and mash it down a bit in the pot. Not really smooth like you do mashed potatoes, but just breaking them up into a little bit smaller bits again. It helps also to thicken the soup without having to add flour or any other thickening agents to the soup. So there you have your base and your potatoes in it. Once that's cooked, then you can add in all the rest of your ingredients. I added in 1 nice green pepper, because I have them in my garden and I love them. Again, diced up very small. I added in the corn and the bacon and onion mixture and 1 shredded carrot. Shredding a carrot is quite easy. 2 simple steps. One, of course, is peeling the carrot. Any carrot peel will do that. And then you just take a grater. 4-sided grater like this will work, with the cheese grater side, or a grater like this. Once your carrot is peeled, down like that, you have grated carrot to put in your soup. The seasoning for this corn chowder is simply salt and pepper. Most chowders call for quite a bit of pepper, which is good with me because I love pepper. So I load it in there pretty good. If you don't like pepper that much, then just lighten up on the pepper. You can always season it later. That, along with the vegetable soup base we used, a couple of cubes of soup base, that's pretty much all of the seasoning there is in it. I did add 2 cloves of garlic, mainly because I put garlic in everything. Love this stuff. I buy my garlic in bags like this that's already peeled, and I just take out a couple and dice them up real fine, add them in. Real simple to use, which is what I like. Doesn't last as long as garlic you buy in the bulb, but the way I go through the stuff, it's not a problem at all. So once you have all your ingredients in the pot, you bring the heat back up. You'll notice there's not a real lot of liquid. I added about a half a cup of milk, and I added a half a can of condensed milk. This is evaporated, partly skimmed milk, any kind of canned milk. You probably don't really need to do that. You could probably just add more water, but I find that with chowders, you want a little bit of creaminess there, and the condensed milk worked really well. So there you have it, corn chowder. This time of year, the corn is cheap, and chowder is always good on a day like this when it's rainy and crummy outside. Wasn't that simple?